Terry brings me her bills, and then she brings them over to Carrie for payment.
Okay, and I only asked that question because if we're changing it from March to mid-November to a whole entire year, I just don't want to see it get out of hand because, I mean, I understand it needs to be done, but I just don't want the budget process to be overlooked.
And are there other comments from the public at this point?
Sure.
Okay. Councilman Pack.
Last thing, if the cost of doing this through the winter season does exceed that $5,000 limit that we see here, are you okay with transferring out of that $12,000 to make it so you're going to lower your
problem?
purchases in order to compensate?
That's the
Okay.
problem.
Just to set an expectation.
We try to get as much money as we can from grants and stuff, and
And we're grateful.
pruning and planting trees for private citizens, and that's how we supplement our budget. Generally, we don't get much from the city other than the watering for the trees. We have to make our own money somehow.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion to amend the watering contract to change the terms, specifically in section 1.1 term that would change during the months of March through mid-November each year to actually to strike that section, and so it would say the contractor shall provide the services for the city annually. Unless you have other suggested language.
The oversight would be useful, though. The contractor would provide the services as deemed necessary by the tree board.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion to amend this contract, item 1.1, to read term for 1 year after the effective date, contractor shall provide the services for the city as deemed necessary by the tree board. Thereafter, this agreement shall automatically renew for 1 year terms. The initial term and any renewal terms are subject to any valid termination made pursuant to section 1.6.
Mayor, I make the motion to accept the change as stated.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded to amend the contract to, in effect, create an annual contract with need for services deemed by the tree board. Is there any discussion from council? Any further discussion from the public? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Get it taken care of. Is there a motion to approve the January 2026 claims?
I make a motion that we approve the January 2026 claims.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We can't hear your head nod.
I spoke up.
Yes, you did. It's been moved and seconded to pay January 2026 claims. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. Thank you. Do we have an update on the ordinance review?
We met for Title II, had a very long meeting that was, I feel, productive, and we didn't get to finish, so I think we need to reschedule another.
We do. In fact, if we're lucky, we only need 2 more.
Good.
Okay. Telecommunications is still on our list because it's still under revision, and I have not heard any response back from city attorney on this. He did tell me that he was in need of a few days off, and he will be out of his office through the 10th, I believe. Another opportunity for public comment? Okay. Eric, Public Works.
All right. So it came to the front because I had a blower go out at the lagoon to get it replaced. It is quite frankly shocking, the cost of it. I found it's one of those things, though, it's not an option. We got to get it replaced. The cost of the unit is roughly $18,000. So anyway, I do have that coming. I'm hoping that they can pinpoint and help me pinpoint why it went out. The thing that I did learn, and it's weird to be saying this, on that stuff's aging out. It's only 7 years old, but when I was talking to the guy, he said that between years 7 and 10, it is highly recommended to send them in, get them exchanged, and get new ones in. Of course, that price is roughly $10,000. So we got to get the new one coming, which myself and the mayor took care of that. But in my budget coming forward, we're going to have to budget for that and get the next two rolling through with that. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. So, Mayor, I see a hand up over there.
Yes.
What was the item?
It is the blower. It's when we did the tour, remember how I have the bubbles in the ponds?
Okay, one of those things.
That's one of those went out. Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, it adds
Technical term.
aeration to the lagoons so that it helps break down everything.
I heard roller and I'm like, what are we rolling?
Well, I roll a lot of water through there. So, yeah. So, and hopefully I can get an answer of what went wrong too. I did find a line that came loose in there. I don't know if that was the cause. I simply don't know. So I wish I had a better answer.
A quick question. So the expense is because we don't have a functioning working unit to turn in and exchange?
Correct.
So if it hadn't gone out, it could have gone in for $8,000 less.
Yes, I would have saved myself some money. Yep.
Do we have just one in there or are there multiple?
Unfortunately, there's 3.
Okay.
But fortunately,
That's what-
there's 3.
I know, but I was like, so we can start rotating those was
Yeah.
where I was going with that, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so I'm golden as soon as I get my new one in, and then what I can do is start exchanging them out, like what we're doing with the lift station. You know, I got my new one to drop in and get my other one, and it's just, everyone looks at the sewer budget and goes, oh, there's a lot of money in there, and as we are quickly learning that we don't have nothing. And in fact, not to scream doom and gloom, but I've mentioned in the past that PFAS testing that's coming for our drinking water and everything. Well, that is going to be the next thing that's right around the corner, is they're going to make us treat our sewage, our lagoon water for that. And that will be in there from our detergents, from our dish soaps, our cookware when we do dishes. That will be in there, and we're going to have to treat that. The cost of that is, it's unreal. So anyway, another thing to just put in our brains of, with we're treating our wastewater, what that cost that's coming. So
And the common known for the PFAS is forever chemicals.
it is a forever chemical. Yep.
Good question.
Yes.
Since future planning is something we need to get used to better, are you going to have some kind of a summary of what we need to start dealing with in the next 3 to 5 years before the budgeting process starts?
My problem is I don't know what moving target I'm aiming at, and I'm just being honest because
Everyone you can.
the past administration came out with this set of rules. This current administration knocked those rules down. That's why we don't know what we're even aiming for with the drinking water test yet. So it's one of those things I like to say we gotta be preparing, but to what extent I simply can't. I can't give a good answer for that. Even the people at RPA, and even the rural manager at one of the last classes I attended, he doesn't even know what the final outcome's gonna come. He just knows we gotta start testing. So.
So these other 2 blowers, how much lifespan is left on those? Or are they all 3 pretty much at the same?
They're exactly the same age.
Okay, so would it make
Unfortunately.
sense in this upcoming budget to put in $20,000 to get those other two sent in and squared away so that everything is on the same lifespan and can be replaced? Or would it be better to stagger it out?
I would like to stagger it out because unfortunately this year I need to buy UV bulbs again. And then I also I would like to this year, because I skipped last year, I would like to this year rebuild my lift station pump. So, you know, I mean, there's 10, you know, and then the lift's rebuilding the lift station pump. I don't know what that's going to be, so.
So for clarification, when Eric is mentioning this year I need to do this, where he's actually talking next budget year,
Right.
this upcoming
Thank you.
year. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, as I was just watching money go down the
Oh,
drain.
Pun intended.
Absolutely, it was intended.
Okay, thank you, because that helps me put things in perspective.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I can help any way with that, I mean, I'm more than willing to. I just, yeah.
And the
So,
water system project?
everything's going great except for well 2. They are not finding a smoking gun on why that bacteria is not coming out of that water. They don't understand why. So it's a little frustrating at the moment. So I'm not even gonna speculate. There's so many different suggestions out there. I mean, we literally just don't know. So they're not doing anything else in town until that's fixed. I won't let them. So I can finally sleep at night. So it's nice having my 2 wells. So I'm not letting them change anything until that's fixed. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, it is nice to have 2 wells in operation.
Yes. Yep. And then the last thing that I was going to mention to council is I've been driving the streets and I have 3 different people contacted for doing the chip seal that we set up for this year. I'm saying that right because it'll be done this spring, summer, right?
So it could cross fiscal years.
Yeah, but I don't want it to. I want it now. So, but anyway, I have been doing that. My suggestion at the moment is the 100 block of North Cherry, the 100 block of South Cedar. Both of those blocks are kind of falling apart a little bit. And then I looked at Tim's map that he left. Those are actually what he considers original streets. When they did the Big Street project, they didn't redo those for some reason. So I would like to do those, and then I would really like to do from D Street to 4th Street on Pine. I want to hit all of that. Everybody goes to Bob's, and everybody goes to the school. And one of the biggest things Mr. Rouser always preached to me was protect your good. Pine Street's doing well, and we got to keep it well. So that's my suggestion at the moment. If I'm missing something in town, please let me know so we can get it addressed. But at the moment, that's the direction I'm heading. If I can do more with the $80,000 that we set aside, I believe I'm gonna try to do more. But I just don't know. So that's where I'm headed at the moment. So, yeah.
I would interject that the 2 SIDs, special improvement districts, that were used to do those street projects will be paid off this fiscal year. The last payment's theirs. Woo-hoo.
Yes, that's awesome.
But don't consider that just your invitation to say, okay, what do we do next? But certainly it's an option. Parks. What's been going on in the parks?
We cut some tree down. Cut a tree down today. We're gonna take another big tree down tomorrow in Heritage Park. The limbs on those big cottonwoods up there, we know